Hi there and welcome to my next video on my YouTube channel, Unapologetic with Lorelei. Some people think you're behind, but that's not true. It's far from it. You just move around on a different level that they can't see and they can't understand even probably. But that's fine because that makes you see how far you are in who you are and how you live your life and how you go through life. People measure their lives and even your life with the measures they put on themselves. And if you don't have that, and if you don't live like that, then for sure they think you're behind, and they might even feel sorry for you, but they have no clue really. And their assumption is all on their account. It's got nothing to do with me, because I live in a cabin in the forest, and many people don't understand that. How can you live like that or be happy there? And I just think, well, I could say the same thing from you, from the way you live or whatever. But if that suits you and that's what you want, that's fine. But I'm not so presumptuous and think that they are behind. They are just where they are and they want to be. And I'm not behind. I can tell you, I'm really not behind. It's just that apparently I don't fit their picture of being successful. And I'm 63 years of age, and they're very surprised that I don't have certain things, I don't own certain things, I don't do certain things a certain way, and that is just fine by me. They don't have to understand, as long as I understand and I know where I'm coming from. And perhaps you can resonate, perhaps you can be inspired by it, perhaps you can learn something from it, or perhaps you just totally disagree with me. It doesn't matter. I'm going to talk more on this topic, and I'm going to show you around in a beautiful area where I am at this particular moment. And I hope you enjoy the scenery and, of course, also my words. So I'm going to flip the screen and I'll be showing you around. Right, I just flipped the screen and I'll be showing you around where I am at this moment. I like this area. It's not far from where I live, and I find I would like to go and travel further, but for the moment I can still be very happy with showing these displays, because it's gorgeous. I like the spaciousness of it. And in the future I will be traveling also to other places within Europe, but for now I'm still close to home. And it's another way of moving around things, I believe. So as I said, people love to measure your progress by what they can see, by what by well, perhaps even titles or paychecks or routines or appearances. And yeah, and if you don't fit that picture, they assume you're behind. And well, I don't know about you, but I find it a little bit short-sighted. But that's how they, this is, I believe that's just how far they go with their open-mindedness, and they can be open-minded in other things. But on that, I think it's pretty short-sighted, because if you don't fit their picture, they are assuming that you are behind. And that's a little bit of a odd thing sometimes, because people can really look at me and they say, well, they feel sorry for me. Oh, this poor single mom. But poor single mom doesn't necessarily mean, uh, you know, single mom is not an equal thing for sadness and depression and stuff like that. On the contrary, I'm a very, very happy single mom, and I love my life. And but just that I don't possess what they possess. And part of that is, of course, also because I have never aimed of possessing things the way they like to do so. And they don't understand that. I can see it in their eyes, and they just don't. And it's not just of late, since I've been a single mom. I've been a single mom now already for many, many years, but in other ways as well. When I grew up, when I moved around as a young person, they never really understood, because I just had it my whole life. Because honestly, it doesn't really bother me, because already from young I knew my path was different. And I'm not a weirdo. I don't consider myself a weirdo. Just different, that I didn't wouldn't go, follow the whole herd, and going for the same things and the same nice things, and what they think of being nice. And for me, it was just sidetracking me from where I am, and I would make me nervous if I had to follow their path, and I would stop that, and I would go back to my own place or my own home or my own, you know area where I feel good, because it makes me nervous if I have to follow the crowd and follow herd of friends and out of peer pressure, you have to comply, and I just couldn't do that. And for that, I probably was called upon or looked upon as a little bit weird. People still say from when I'm 63 years of age now, and when I meet people from way back those days, which I don't often do, happily, I'm glad for that, really. And they say, yes, you were always different. I said, well, okay, I'm fine, that's great. Doesn't bother me, and so I hope it doesn't bother them either. But they looked at me, and they still do sometimes. People, they say, oh, she's still experimenting and she's never settling, and is she lost or something like that? Doesn't she know what she wants? And I always have to smile a little bit when I can see it in their eyes. They don't always say it with words, but I can see it in their eyes. I can see they think it that way. And you know I what they don't see is that the depth of my experience. I just, for instance, well, I don't want to, boost myself, but the wisdom I carry, my life experiences, and the choices I've made, and the consequences of all of that, um, they weren't always easy, but they really kept me true to myself. And sometimes people say, "Oh, you're so strong," and I think that's where they hit a point. I'm not strong. I'm just strong in remaining myself and following my own path. That's the strength you need. It's not the actual things you have to deal with that are coming on your plate in life and situations you have to deal with. It's not just that. It's the way you go about it and the way you kind of stay true to yourself. And so yes, I've taken detours because I had to learn. I wasn't always aware of that I was going about it my way. Sometimes I feel like, oh my God, why can't I just be like them and do what everybody else does? But now I'm glad I didn't. And now in a way it makes me feel ahead, in perspective, in a certain way of awareness, a certain level of awareness, and living life really fully in a different way than how they see a full life. And yeah, you see this quote sometimes, to have a life not where you don't need a break from. And well, it sounds a little bit cliche, but it's true. I see a lot of people, they work hard on some, they work very hard and many hours, and they don't enjoy what they have because they're never there, and they never have beautiful houses, and they're never home because they have to work hard. And after 6 weeks, they say, "Oh my God, I'm exhausted. I have to go and take a holiday and take a break." So yeah, there you go. That's so that's another cost on top of that. And okay, it's if that's what people want, it's good. But I mean, it's a bit peculiar if you judge somebody who doesn't need to, because they are going out there and hire or rent a little cabin in the forest, and I say, well, there you go. I live in a cabin in the forest. So well, they do smile if I say it like that. So for me, I don't need any kind of validation in that respect. I don't need to explain my steps, and I don't have a partner, so that's doubly not explaining myself. And I've seen a lot of people coming and going and changing their minds and believing they found stability, and yet I watch their struggle from the outside, and uh, and that makes me know exactly where I stand, because many times their safety and their stability is based on false things, because something might happen within a relationship or governmental rules, and there goes their stability, and then it's very hard for people like that to survive, to be resilient. Oh, in the meantime, I hope you do enjoy the nature where I am. I hope you can catch a little bit of the vibe that I'm showing you here. It's so beautiful. It's another weird thing that people look upon me as like, you must be crazy. I just love to have a van life. I would like that. I would really like that. So it's probably going to happen. Why not? Why not indeed? Because I know my own truth. I know what I like, and more and more I come to the conclusion that I need space. I need nature, and and that's what you have to learn from yourself. Learn what you need, what you really need to be content, to be happy, to be calm inside, not to feel anxious or anything like that. And that's what most of those kind of people can't give you, because they're trying to catch up with so many things, and uh, and I'm already there. and even beyond what they are searching for, it's that inner peace. So besides having things and owning things, it's inner peace what they're actually really after, because all of them are reading the books from Mel Robbins, from they're following Anthony Robbins, not related to each other, or any other kind of books, self-help books, how to come back to yourself. And I said, well, there you go. Okay, sometimes people may think that, oh, isn't it lonely the way you go about things? And perhaps sometimes, but mostly I feel I feel liberated. I feel very free and very, yeah, unrestricted. And that's a feeling I really really enjoy. I really treasure rather. And I'm just really letting go. I've learned to let go of what others think. And that's such a, yeah, that's just an incredible feeling. You can just stop measuring yourself. That's what I do. No timelines or nothing like that. Yes, I have a timeline. I like to post my videos here every day, but it's a timeline I put on myself, and because I enjoy doing that. And for the rest, yeah, I don't have anybody to convince, and that's also another thing. I don't have to justify nothing. I don't have to convince anybody, and I can just keep going quietly, my own way, and as my channel calls it, unapologetically. And so, I can say if you ever feel behind, please do take a breath and take a good look at your own path. And, because they say the grass is greener on the other side. Well, I don't believe so. And for me, the grass doesn't have to be green. Because look at this. It's not green, but it's still lovely. It's yellow even. And in summertime, all this, what I'm showing you here, is beautiful purple. But it's not now. It's not the time for it. And that's also good. So there's a time and place for everything. Yes. So, as maybe like me, you're not behind at all, and you don't think you're behind at all, and you know you're not behind at all, and you're just ahead in ways that matter most, and in ways that lots of other people don't even measure, or they can't measure because they're not there yet, and that's fine too. We all have our own path and our own things to follow, and I hope you do. I hope you stay curious. I hope you stay daring. And I like the word, I like to use the word unapologetic. So stay unapologetically you, or become unapologetically you. And because I believe, being ahead isn't about seeing or being seen, rather. And but it's about knowing your own life, your own truth, and your own values. So here's another path I can follow. And like this, there are many paths. There's one here, there's one there. Here it is. So many paths, and yeah, choose one, choose yourself, suits you. And with that, I wish you a very nice day. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the nature that I'm showing you, and perhaps my words can inspire you or motivate you into something that you thought, yeah, this is coming at the right time. And if not, please, you can always leave a comment, give a thumbs up, or subscribe to my channel. And if not, that is all fine too. And I wish you a very nice day. Take very good care of yourself and your loved ones. And I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.